Good morning, good afternoon. I'm going to present my web technology project about Node.js, since we studied using Node.js, and my final project will be about a temperature monitoring system, real-time monitoring system, and actually we'll just focus on getting the temperature and displaying it in the dashboards. So I've built a directory called temperature, and then here in temperature, let me open it in VS Code, and actually I'll be using a temperature and humidity sensor. Here is it, called DHT11. It has 3 pins, a signal to get the signal or the data. The middle one is the VCC, which is the plus voltage for supplying the electricity, and the ground, which is actually the zero voltage. So I'll be using a Wi-Fi sensor, a network sensor called ESP, and currently is ESP8266. 66, that one I'll be using. It has an alimentation, and here you can compile the codes, and then we also have the pins. So the sensor is connected on it's connected on D pins, and then it supply a 3-volt voltage and the ground. So if I can talk about my project structure, I have a config directory, I have models, created models, public and views. So here in config directory, I created a database called temperature. Let me just switch on the XAMPP. Let me just a second so that you can get a look. Okay, let me start PG and MySQL. Shutdown, block port, the port is blocked. How? So let me start. Yeah, looks like the port is blocked. Let me see on the services if anyone is using the ports, the MySQL ports. If I have another instance, since I remember I did let's call the MySQL server. Let me stop this. Yes, let me look for HTML. This one also. Let me stop it. Okay, let me try again to start the okay, let me check the logs. Which conflicting with what? Let me okay, IP users MariaDB. Okay, server score created on IP Facebook user. I cannot fetch any error. Damn. Let That's why is this thing. So let me set to start. Okay, now it is running. Looks like the service was still being stopped in the services. So okay, now let me open just to show the database. Let's open here on localhost php my admin. Localhost php my admin. Okay, I've created this temperature database, but I didn't supply the table since it should be done automatically. So where the database, we can see it is there, it is present, so it's now running. So let me go back in the code. Yes, make a connection. I create a new sequelize instance, the temperature, the root, and then the password is empty, localhost, MySQL, and then I export. And then here, as you can see on my model, which is the current database, each sensor defined as sensor data, it has temperature, humidity, and the time step. But I created it created at, so time step I disabled the current one on false, and then I created the created art, and then the data type should be a date. So and it should be taking the now the current value. So as you can see, I have also the dashboard. So the dashboard, I did everything, the design here inside. So here is the database. So let me just show also on the application side. So here is the it should be the code for on the server side, and then here I used Express, and then I also I'm using the ports on these current ports. The ESP port should be this IP, but just for me to make sure, let me open Arduino, since it might be it is that dynamic regarding to which network I'm connecting to. So let me share my hotspot and I connect to my current hotspot so that we okay, let me just first open the ID. So it is not well plugged. Let me unplug this. It is bringing some noise. Put on these other ports. Okay. So as you can see, I'm connected to my phone Wi-Fi. I use the DHT, and then here is my password, and I configure the pin. So I configure the pin. I'm getting the temperature and the humidity, and then using JSON, because I need to send to my endpoint. I need to fetch to the endpoint. I'm taking the temperature, and then now I'm creating an instance of the ESP web server. I create a server on port 80, and then here I'm fetching the temperature and the humidity, and then I'm going to send them to successfully. I use the application JSON, and then I pass this JSON. I'll be passing the temperature, the humidity inside. So here I'm using this rate for serial communication, just so I can see if it is being set. Now you can see that the bot is not even connected, so that should be because of my USB. So now it is, but the code is already compiled. But if you need, you can I can also do it, and the displaying in the serial monitor the Wi-Fi. That will be my Arduino code. So let me just go back on the let's go here, and then I'm going to damn, my PC is a little bit slow. Just let's hold on, please. Okay, so I'm going to put on localhost. Okay, let me just start first. What? Oh la la, my space should be to my space. Okay, but let me start the application. Okay, let me call on NodeJS. Okay, it is running and database is synchronized, so that's fine. As you can see, let me open here. Sorry, localhost. This port, as you can see, this will be my dashboard, and here it will be showing the last updates. And you mean it's because I should present it on last Sundays when I was doing testing, but now I need to connect again to start getting the data. So as you can see, this was the last update when I was monitoring the sensor. Now I need to connect to the right Wi-Fi and to make sure that it is sending, because as you can see here, it is not sent. Okay, I don't have someone to help me. Okay, let me do this. I'm going to connect to, let me share my hotspot, because it should be connected. The ESP should be connected to the right network. So let me put it to, let me start my hotspot. Let me disconnect to this one, and then I'm going to Timothy. I should connect Timothy, but I should also make sure that okay, connected. I should also make sure that I'm using the right port, because it might be dynamic sometimes, and that can bring some yeah. Okay, let me go on Arduino side. I make sure that I'm connected to the right port, so that it can help me on the debug to make sure that I'm sending the data actually, and we can be seeing it in the dashboards. Oh, my PC is sometimes so slow. Damn. So please bear with me, since my PC is so slow at this time. Let me close and reopen the ID there. Let me close the ID. Okay. So just let me, so if I can close this, but it looks like it is hanging. So let me try to reopen it, but it is already open. But let's see. Okay. Okay, this is it. But what I'm going to do, let me open the not this one. So this is not the code that I used, that I was testing other things. Let me close it. Should be the one, but it is hanging. Let me just close. It's not closing. This is my PC issue, but Okay, let me do this, try to reopen it again. It's already open. Let me try to close it firstly. Okay, not doing anything. Okay, so let me terminate the process. Control Alt delete. Okay, let me open the task manager, terminate the Arduino process so I can reopen it. Okay, the CPU is fully used, but let me close the ID. Okay, let me try to reopen the ID. Okay, this is it. Okay, it is connected, and now I need to double check, because normally once connected we should be able to sound the data. Let me just disconnect and then connect again from the port, and then okay, it's starting. And just need to make sure connected to, that was my IP last time, if I do recall correctly. That was my IP. This was my IP. Okay, let me make sure that it is sending something, because you should normally, okay, I should use the correct IP. Let me take this one and compare if it's the one I used last time, since due to the okay. Yes, because the APS no, but should be the one. Let me take this one. Okay, that the problem, since the IP is changed, let me command this one and use the current one, since this is not a static IP once connected to the network. I'm going just to do this. What am I doing? Okay, Ctrl Z. So this is normal, since it's let me just take this as backup, and then do like this. And then now I should use the correct one. This one is the one which has been provided by the ESP server at this time. Let me take it, and it's the one I'm gonna use on our website. Okay, that should be the one. Just because it's connecting to the wrong one, as you can see those errors, is being connected to a wrong one. So let me again restart our server. Okay, and it is sending the temperature, as you can see. Every time it is receiving, as you can see, the data. Means that if I can go on the dashboard, it's updated, and I put on every 2-4 seconds it is being updated. As you can see, it check the current date, and even the time step is changing. and use the Ajax so as that are not are being reloaded automatically. And if the temperature of this is changing, it will be generating new temperature. So humidity has increased. Since the humidity has increased, the temperature has decreased. I don't have a like a bougie to make sure that we test it in under any condition. But there, when I remove my hand, I put like this, the temperature is increasing, as you can see. So that will be all. And for future references, I can also do alerts when it reaches a certain degree, and these projects can be used in many applications in many areas, and it's very important in Rwanda or worldwide. It is really important to capture the temperature and humidity. It can even detect it. You'll be used to detect fire detection. Once it reaches a certain temperature, you can be sending alert in the code. So that was it. Thank you very much for your time, and have a nice day.